I cannot enter. This neighborhood is linked somehow to the kind Lady Ashbury's blackmail. First, let's find this Petrescu fellow.
Stop it! Me? I'll not die in some piss-stinking alley reeking worse than a week-old lavvy.
What? Shooting a boy in the middle of the street. Not the best thing to do.
What? You saw what happened?
I'm Dr. Reed. And
No. Look, I'm not a violent man.
What can you tell me about this place?
Nothing to say, really.
You don't have anywhere to go?
Not since the death of my wife.
You mean you used to have a...
Yeah, I had a wife, a home.
Perhaps you could focus...
I'm sick, broke, and my son just...
Do you know Nurse Dorothy Crane from the...
Funny, I've been searching for her too.
Really? And why is that?
Word is she ain't real. She's a cover for some doctor.
Whatever the boy did, I'm sure he didn't...
I swear I didn't want to hit him. It's just... The wet boot was proud of me. I won't end up another drunk arsehole littering the streets. Not me. I'm not afraid anymore. I died in this trench a long time ago.
I can't believe I'm doing this. I have this thirst for blood. Good evening, miss.
Good evening, sir. Are you interested in a miraculous cure for this unknown and deadly epidemic?
Actually, I am.
Then you have come to the right place. The famous Swanborough cordial is all you need to help keep you in perfect health.
Oh, really? Why didn't I hear about it during my studies? I'm Jonathan Reed, by the way. Dr. Jonathan Reed.
Ah, my brother has spoken of your research, sir. I'm Loretta Swanborough, and it's always a pleasure to meet a fellow healer.
Do you know Nurse Dorothy Crane from the Pembroke Hospital? I'd like to know more about her.
I don't like to talk about competition.
Competition, you say?
Never met her, but it seems she provides some sort of medical care to the poor. The whole thing has to be some sort of scam, if you ask me.
Tell me, who intrigues you most in Whitechapel?
The region itself is something to see, but I would say Camellia the mute florist who gives away her flowers.
Is there anyone I should avoid?
Cadogan Bates, without a doubt. The bloody bastard remorselessly exploits poor migrants as soon as they get here.
What do you think of the locals?
Most of them are afraid or desperate. They all come to me eventually for my remedy.
What do you think of the locals?
Most of them are afraid or desperate. They all come to me eventually for my remedy.
I'd like to see what kind of medicine you're selling.
Its effectiveness has been proven by many. Even the flu.
The wet boots will be proud of me.
Are you all right?
The bastard hit the wall next to me. I don't even know if he meant to miss.
If you've been hurt, I can...
Name's Albert. Remember it. Now bugger off.
What happened?
Hey, I didn't do anything.
All right. Perhaps the poor...
Sod off, mister. You ain't got no clue what's going on here. Bastard was a soldier in the war, so now he's got the...
It's true. I'm not familiar with this part of...
I said sod off. Go.
Do you know Nurse Dor...
Never heard of her. She's pretty, I'll keep an eye out.
Goodbye.
Me? I'll not die in some piss-stinking alley reeking worse than a week-old lavvy.
Cordial can be the answer to all your problems. As long as you have the money.
What do you want? Leave me.
Good evening, sir. I'm Dr. Reed.
There is no Dorothy Clay.
I'm afraid this medical leaflet says the opposite.
Really? Well, I'm afraid I'm going to close this door right now. Go bother someone else.
To enter that house, I must discover who this man really is. Maybe I could start by observing what he's up to. There's nobody here. It's locked.
A strange man was at the door with a pass for our medical facility. I refused him entry.
Darius, how could you know he didn't need our help?
His clothes were too finely tailored to be for Whitechapel.
Perhaps just a friend of that stray poet who is always about.
Richard Nethercott? No, not of the same cloth, this man. I suspect some machination from that journalist.
Clayton Darby. Is he still asking questions?
Yes. I saw him drifting around St. Mary's Church. I swear he is tracking me just downwind.
I must talk to that journalist or the poet. They must know about Darius. Nearby the church they just mentioned.
Please, I don't have your money.
Come on, Barrett, you know the game. You...
Excuse me, sir.
Another journalist? I deny.
I'm not a journalist.
A doctor, you say?
Really? But still, here I am.
I'm Joe Peterson to some, but colossal.
Have you heard of a nurse named
Dorothy Crane? Yeah, I know.
Could you please tell me more?
She's a nice girl.
Goodbye, Mr. Peter.
Welcome, sir. Please, take...
I am Dr. Reed.
Doctor? Interesting.
Have you heard of a...
Nurse Crane.
So she's trying to help her fellow immigrants.
Dorothy Crane ain't even a real name. Something like...
That doesn't explain why
Your precious Nurse Crane gives away medical...
Right then. Show me...
You again?
Goodbye, Mr. Peterson. Hello, young man. I'm Dr. Reed, and I would like to...
Sorry, no, sir. My father...
Your father is worried about you, boy.
So my father actually worries about me. Is there only pain and suffering in this world?
So, may I ask...
I'm not bothered.
Do you know Nurse Dorothy...
Yes, I know her.
How do you feel?
I'm fine. I mean...
Speaking of which,
My father is an idiot who...
forgive my blunt.
Why should I?
You have a roof over you.
That's exactly what my father...
If life here is so tough,
I don't go.
so that's why you stay at home all day.
I'm not afraid of disease or death.
Goodbye, young man.
Even my dreams are soaked with gloom.
It's locked, all right.
Even my dreams are soaked with gloom.
Can't you just look the other way this week, Joe? Come on, we can sort it out, right?
It's not my call, Baron. You pay one way or another.
Please, Joe. How long have we known each other? We even used to be neighbours, for Christ's sake.
I prefer not to give you another beating, Baron.
The wars of men should not be your main concern.
Forgive my interruption.
Do not apologize, my son.
I am Dr. Jonathan Reed.
A scientist.
What do you mean when you say that?
All scientists are entangled in all...
Quite a judgmental.
But you are seeking on.
Well, I suppose I can spare a few.
As a doctor, you must be aware.
What do you mean?
The beast is finally revealing itself.
Really?
We must fight the disease before this legion outnumbers us.
What is left then?
Cleansing.
Tell me, Tobias.
God will recognize his own. More than once this city has risen from the ashes, hardened and purified.
Fire is just the instinct.
Your lack of faith is pretty...
You're mad. And
My son, if you...
Joseph,
Vicar Larrabee of St. Mary's Church.
do you know Nurse Dorothy Crane?
I don't like the liberal ideas of nurses.
Why do you hate Nurse?
Before coming to London, she was a member of the Communist...
Have you any friend?
No. But I have a disciple I see as my son.
Where did you send her?
I sent Samuel to the stone...
I have had enough for tonight.
Excuse me, sir. Are you familiar with this part of town? Name's
Sorry, I'm new to Whitechapel.
Dr. Reed, the famous surgeon.
I heard you're investigating an under...
Not much, I'm afraid. They...
I'm afraid one of the nurses from the Pembroke Hospital...
Ah, could it be Dorothy
Without a doubt, you are a damn fine journalist, Mr. Darby. What do you know of her accomplice? A man...
I don't know much about the man. He's very cautious.
He never goes out.
No. A few days ago, he unexpectedly did. I followed him, but it was just a ruse to keep me away from him.
Really? How do you...
He went to the nearest mailbox, but just...
He has no relatives?
No.
Except for that strange man.
Where can I find this?
He spends most of his time lurking around Whitechapel, talking to himself or declaring verses. These days, you can usually find him.
What is a journalist doing?
He goes where none of his colleagues...
So you risk your life to...
Whitechapel is the crucible...
That's quite...
Not at all.
Have you any...
I've had to run and...
I'm convinced there is more.
Really? To be honest, I could say the same. Some of the sick I saw or heard of.
Goodbye. Good evening, sir. I'm Dr.
Please be my guest. Although I may not be the best.
Really?
I'm a poet, sir.
May I ask you a few questions?
Extraordinary part of town is...
What can you tell me about him?
Darius Petrescu. Yes, I know him.
Not interested in your...
Darius is an old political activist who takes...
I'm looking for
Dorothy...
Tell me, Mr. Nethercott.
The place is not beautiful.
Do you not think it a little...
On the contrary, sir. Whitechapel is full...
What can you tell me about...
Not much. And that's the beauty of...
Perhaps you're just afraid to find out the truth.
One day, perhaps, I'll ask her to come with.
May I ask what you're doing?
Not at all. I'm just enjoying the pleasure.
But are you not afraid?
Oh, why should I? I see some equity.
If you say so.
Thank you, Doctor. But...
I'll leave you alone. Good evening, miss. I'm Dr. I know what you're thinking. Camellia, I know you work for Dorothy Crane. Please tell me about her secret dispensary. A stubborn and mute comrade. Nurse Crane and... Tell me about Richard Nethercott. I understand he is quite fond of you, Camellia. I know you understand what I'm saying. Very well. The content of Darius' letter to his children could give me more leverage to enter. Darius is a bit less of a mystery now. It should not be that difficult to incite him to let me in.